welcome back to Scarlet Hollow. It's been a while since we've played. I just want to say thank you very much, everybody, for watching up until now with me. I hope you've enjoyed it. So today we are rounding off on episode 4 of Scarlet Hollow. Episode 5 hasn't been released yet, so we'll be waiting for that for a while. As far as I know, they said they're going to go with this story up until episode 7. So there's quite a lot of content still to look forward to in the future. But for now, we're going to finish off episode 4 and see how far the story takes us up until then. Alright, let's dive in. Hey, have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The Minus turns toward the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. The YouTuber? No, we ain't seen her, and as you can see, we've got a lot going on today. We appreciate it if you didn't butt in. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. She hasn't been around, but I'll let you know if I hear anything. I guess we should get going. You turn to leave the diner, Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella. We should go to the cops, right? That's not a terrible idea. I'm sure they won't be much help, but we are dealing with a missing person. That's cop stuff. Hopefully they don't give you a hard time. They've really been on your ass. The police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. But you're also not alone here. You enter and find a worried Beau standing between you and the officer behind the desk. Big Betty wasn't just a pumpkin, Deputy Franklin, sir. She was gonna be a prize winner. Raising her was the last thing me and my daddy did together. She's important to our family. The Scarlet Hollow police are spread pretty thin at the moment, young man. Any property disputes will have to wait, if indeed there is a dispute to be had. Are you sure it wasn't some animal that took your vegetable? Sir, you know Mr. Terramine thinks the land belongs to him. He probably thought Big Betty was his to take. He ain't coming to his doors, so for all I know he might be all the way to the state fair by now with our pumpkin. Ain't there something you can do about it? Doesn't the town have 3 cops? Where are the other 2 at? Haven't you heard? There's a nasty strike going on at the mines. Miss Scarlet's asked us to try and bring the temperature down a bit. And I drew the short straw for being stuck on desk duty. Bring the temperature down? I'm sorry, are Earl and Dennis working for the town or are they working for Tabitha? I'd rather not get into it right now, Miss Porsche. Now, is there something I can help you with, or did you just come into the station to chit-chat? Stella ran off last night and she's still missing. A missing person? Apologies, Mr. Calloway, but I'm going to have to handle this first. Deputy Franklin pulls out a few forms to the front desk and holds them out. If one of you could fill this out, please. I can take care of that. Thank you so much for taking this seriously, Mike. I know Stella has a tendency to go on hiking trips, but this feels different. She can't be in her right mind going back out into them woods after what happened to my daddy. Thanks for taking this seriously. I take everything seriously. Now, is there anything else I can help you with? Bo, did you manage to find your dad? Bo's stoic expression breaks, and for a moment you can almost see tears forming in his eyes. But he blinks them away. Yeah, I found him. I gathered what there was together. We've given him a proper burial in the family plot. It's been tough going, trying to dig the hole while the farm is crawling with those hairless things. But it needs to get done. You think they'll go back where they came from soon? Mama and me have tried to fight them back as best we can, but it seems like there's more every minute. I know about as much as you do. I can't help but feel like it's all just leading up to some awful thing, worse than what's already happened. I hope it's just a feeling. My mom did say ditchlings are supposed to be some horrible omen, but that doesn't mean it's true. For all we know, the weird stuff is behind us, and those creepy little things will crawl back to wherever they've come from, and Scarlet Hollow will go back to normal. But I guess it doesn't hurt to plan for the worst. I just wanted to remind you all that you're speaking in front of a member of law enforcement, and any or all suspicious statements are being catalogued. Seriously? Do you really not have anything better to do than try and pin disasters on the innocent people who are trying to stop them? I'm not at liberty to discuss whether I have anything better to do. Then go find Stella. He remains silent. Kanika hands the completed report back to Deputy Franklin. Thank you, ma'am. I'll get this filed right away. Good luck out there. I hope Miss Richmond is all right. You'll all find her soon. We'll be on our way. Best keep your nose clean out there, Kyron. Try to stay out of trouble. Well, at least we filed a report. Still, I guess finding Stella's going to be mostly up to us. Where to next? We should check out the church? That church? What do you think Stella decided to get religious all of a sudden? She seemed really shaken up. It's not unlikely. You're right. Stranger things have happened. Let's make it quick though. I don't want him trying to rope me into some church event. All right then. Kanika leads the way, taking up the gradual slope towards the church. All right. Where is that weirdo? My, 3 visitors at once on a Thursday? This is unprecedented. But there are only 2 of us. Oh no, we were followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? What's up, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if faith held any answers for me. Alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work His way into our heart. But when He does, you won't regret letting Him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here for you if you need. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night, and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hope maybe you or Janie has seen her. I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither the hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, Kyron, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. What do you want? What do you have to say to her that you can't say in front of me? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. Professional for whom? Personal for whom? I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. It's okay, I'm happy to talk to him. If you're sure. I guess I'll leave you to it while I check in with Jamie. I'll be right over there by the fence. That's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? Kanika heads off towards Janie and alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I had a chat with the mayor yesterday. I heard you did too. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Whoa. Are you telling me you can also... But I thought I was the only one. I guess the two of us are just kindred spirits. Are we sure we're actually talking to animals? Now that I know there are at least two of us. I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life where I thought I might just be nuts. But it's so consistent, I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I've considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my faith. But besides a particular vicious hamster I had growing up, the most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. So I somehow doubt they're puppets for some otherworldly evil, unless the otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets. Have you met Frau Gretchen Pixel? Of course I have, but I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frau wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. Emphasis on try. They're surprisingly clicky. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. Is your gift why you got into the church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by two loving parents and was always interested in religion. But I've also always known about my talent, so I don't know what came first. If anything, though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't exactly been easy to square this with a lot of the religious education I've had. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Well, you and I both know that's not true, though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. But those are conversations that I'm glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple, small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. I can't express how much of a relief it's finally to meet someone else like me. Likewise, though it may be more than just the two of us now, I have my suspicions that Tulip might have inherited the gift. I have been some particularly nasty rats at the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. He's interrupted by the sounds of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush of the edge of the property. Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you going to be good, or are you going to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. Just don't have skip story time. Won't go into the woods. I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time to go get fed. You can give them hay. Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into the woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old. So it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it. Tetanus Lake. That's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it would only make it sound more alluring. What were you saying about the church rats? Ah, yes, the rats. So you and I used to do that sort of chatter we hear from the wildlife. It's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them. And they must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip has never shown evidence of their ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends, has been drawing all these pictures of them really ghastly things. I've tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap that ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease. Is there anything I could do to help? Maybe I could try talking to them? That would be lovely. I certainly appreciate a helping hand here. I don't want too much of a bother, and you should probably finish looking for your missing friend first, but I'll be around. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika walking back to the two of you. She must have finished talking to Jane. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we'd better get going. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let you all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put up some good prayers with the big man for her. All right, thanks. See ya. Kinika starts back down the path to town and you follow. Okay, now that we've put some distance between us and the church, what did you want to talk to you about? He didn't say anything weird, did he? Nosy, aren't you? Let the man have his privacy. I just wanted to make sure that whatever he said to you wasn't bad weird. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? We should go to the mines? I guess there's a decent chance Stella went back to find your cousin, since they're friends. Come on, I'll drive us. You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside the Scarlet Mines. A wall of bodies, picket signs, and megaphones in hand forms a human barricade around the entrance to the Scarlet Mines. Hope it's not weird to talk to them while they're in the middle of all this. Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin. any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? She's the one on all the banned from the property posters, right? We haven't seen her. And we've been out here all day, so we know if she's come by. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. Can't say we'll be much help, though. We'll just be standing around here for the foreseeable future. Any word about those kids stuck in the mine? We've heard voices, so we know they're alive. Now we just have to get them out. They're alive? That's amazing. They must be so scared out there. We've got the team working in shifts to reach them as fast as we can. We may be striking, but that just means we're not making the boss any money. Not that we won't do everything we can for the kids who need us. Okay, they haven't seen Stella. Let's just go. If that means we don't have to talk to Tabitha, that's fine by me. I guess that's for the mines. Come on, I'll drive us back to town and we can figure out the next move from there. Where she could be. Where to next? Before you can say anything, there's an interrupted by Kanika's phone buzzing. Oh my God, my mom's calling me. When is she going to learn to text? Give me a second. Hey, what's up? No, still no sign of her. We were going to keep looking a while longer. I'm really feeling okay. I'm not. You're right. Now that you mention it, I do feel kind of tired. I shouldn't push myself. I'll come home. She has a point. I'm not feeling well right now. I've got to get back to the general store. Maybe some tea could help. This really crept up on me. I was doing fine until Kanika starts to sway, losing her balance in her legs. I must have been running on adrenaline. She stumbles, bumping into you before regaining her balance. Sorry. I think I just need some help getting home. I'll have some tea and maybe lie down, and then we can get back to looking for Stella. Kanika leans on your shoulder for support, and you help her walk back to the general store. Thanks, and sorry this is embarrassing. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly, and you help bring Kanika inside. Oh dear, Kanika, you poor thing. This is why you were supposed to stay in bed today. If you keep running around like this, it's going to take you so much longer to recover. Thank you so much for getting her home, and I hope you're feeling better after last night's fiasco. Hi, Mom. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be in a minute with more tea. And Kyron, once she's all situated, I believe I owe you a chat. Hopefully we'll be able to start making sense of your visions. Wait, if you're talking about mystery-related stuff, I should be there. Sweetie, you've done enough today, and you never like when I do tea readings anyway. I'm sure Kyron can catch you up once you're feeling better. Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should really lie down. Kanika heads towards the stairs and disappears without saying another word. Shall we? Sybil mentions towards the tea room. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. You take a seat at the small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright glow lights over the plant in the corner. Its cast has been an incredibly toxic plant and strange for a tea maker to keep around in her workspace. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. This is a special blend. It should help clarify some of the visions you've been getting. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? Some of the plants in here are toxic. Castor bean and the oleander in the corner behind me, they can produce resin and rat poison, respectively. It just seems like strange plants for a person who makes presumably edible teas to have lying around in the open. Aren't you sharp? I'm an appreciator of plants regardless of whether they can be used in tea. Oleander's blooms are beautiful and castor bean has such massive leaves. You have to admit it makes for an impressive plant. And they're both perfectly harmless as long as no one goes munching them. I'll keep these separate from the garden out back for just that reason, so no one confuses them for something edible. You take a sip, tea sipping, and delicately the citrusy smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. You close your eyes and take another sip and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it, the small cup empty, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh, good. Glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now on to business. Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. You've got just about every warning that can fit into the bottom of a cup. Cross kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this is all to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy lurking in plain sight. Oh, that's gotta be Pixel. Or maybe it's Frau. Those are the two cats I know. The cat isn't a literal cat. Like I said, it's a symbol for an enemy lurking in plain sight. Probably a human enemy, but almost certainly not a cat. You don't have to figure it out and answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connected to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counteract whether it might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at your compelling to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. I think I felt another in the clinic. That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope the conversation has been illuminating, even if it's just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Thanks, I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well. I wish you luck. Hopefully, you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, and the bells of its door strangely flatten the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Mm. You're not going to anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. You're not going. Okay. Thanks. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. Can I come in? Oh, hey. Yeah, let me just straighten up. You hear frantic crumpling and clinking and shuffling as she tidies her room. Okay, come in. Kanika's room is the sort of place that's stuck between the past and the present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings sit in the corners of the room. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of this place. Packing for something? You mean motion towards a stack of cardboard boxes? That's all my stuff from college. I never really unpacked. It seems like a waste of unloaded everything. It's not like I'll be staying here long term, so I just have to pack up again eventually. I guess I did move back in over a year ago, so these boxes have just been sitting here unopened for a long time. But any day now, I'll load them back into the van and get out of town. Any day now. I'm going to investigate the clinic. You should come with me. I was hoping to be able to check in with Reese sometime today. I want to ask if he knows anything about Stella. And make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Yeah, screw this. Why did I even listen to my mom in the first place? I don't need to sit around in my room just because she said to. The two of you make your way back out to the hallway. But before you make it to the stairs, a light turns on, startling both of you. I thought I was going to get you were getting some rest, Kanika. You should really get back to bed, or this cold of yours will only get worse. But I still have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you just haven't been yourself these past few days. All this running around has been a detriment to your health. Miles and I want to see you healthy, and you hold this family together. You shouldn't be get between a mother and her daughter. Sybil knows what's best here, and Kanika's more than capable of speaking for herself. The accelerated heartbeat. She's running on adrenaline right now. It's going to wear out sooner rather than later, and she won't be able to help you if something happens tonight. You're putting her in danger. You remain silent. Kanika sighs. I'm sorry, Mom. I know I've been neglecting the general store, and I let Miles run off the other day. That was an irresponsible of me. That's all right, Kanika. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't, and it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from the experience. Now let's get you to bed. Just have you just need another day to recover, then you can get back to all this town mystery business. Kyron, you'll be fine without her until tomorrow. My mom is right, Kyron. You go on without me. See you later, okay? Before you can utter another word, Kanika returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you leave and make your way back to the main street alone. You make your way to the familiar hill past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet Hollow's residential area. It isn't long before you find yourself outside Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet that has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits that compulsive frequency. You quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of striped tail grabs your eye immediately. Can I help you, Buster? Hey there, if you were trying to break into the house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? What, just because I got a little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right up to that big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave windows open up there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life. He leaves you as you turn back to look at the clinic. You have your way in. You're pretty sure you can make the jump to the second floor, at least with a running start. You make your way up to the hill and bend your knees in anticipation, and then you jump. You land and try the door. It's unlocked. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets, and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. This place hasn't seen any use in years. You're in a clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel the odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity and overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar as if it's inviting you to enter. The lights click on. You're in the morgue. Kyron, what are you doing in the morgue? What are you doing in the morgue? I'm sure it looks weird. It's not that I expected anyone to come down here. I was just, practicing. A rehearsal, if you will. I see, being among the dead brings you comfort. I guess. I haven't really given it a lot of thought. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder for a moment. The thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of looked possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. I need to get behind the wall. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I'll just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Sounds great. Lead the way. Sweet. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his unusual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice flittering in the through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added to for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom, he coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out though. Really? I thought I'd just pick some up. I've got an errand to run Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. That's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric raspy has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an exit in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. I really want to find out, but I'm wondering what it's going to do. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting? They're your family's death certificates. I'm not going to go through them today. You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. The medical supply room is probably a good bet. A fire axe seems like something that might be useful in a room full of chemicals. It's just down the hall. Here it is! Looks like it needs a key though. We'd better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had the chance to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere. He stops, as if listening to something you can't hear. Shit, she's back already. As if on cue, you hear the front door of the clinic open and close, the creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. She's headed this way. Quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. You slip past him, crunching into the small space as best you can. He attempts to slide in after you. You make space and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough to let you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. We'd better wait for a second, just in case. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards, broadcasting her location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear. Let's go. The two of you spill out of the closet. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers and scanning them for keys. You can't help but notice what Dr. Kelly left on the long steel table in the middle of the room. A sprig of small furry fruits. Castor beans. You've seen them elsewhere in town, but for the life of you, you can't remember where. Why did your mom get castor beans? Yes, found the keys. He holds up a small ring of keys, each with a strip of colored tape on the head. What's this about beans? Oh, those weird little fruit things? Reese unlocks the cabinet and offers you the fire axe. Here's your axe. And I don't know, I've never seen them before. I'm not allowed in the supply room. It's probably some kind of medicinal plant, right? She took out a chemistry set too, though, come to think of it, she's not supposed to make medicine. She's not a pharmacist. This room is just storage for orders she gets from a pharmacist over in Burwood. Why would she bring something like that in here? Castor beans make resin, a deadly poison. She's not making it though, right? Why would she make them? She's a doctor. You decide it's best to let Reese draw his own conclusions. Maybe she has some kind of information on it lying around here somewhere. That drawer over there is locked. If I were information on some mysterious alien looking through it, I'd probably be in a locked drawer, right? Good thing I've already have the keys. He unlocks the drawer, pulling out a notebook. This is about me. There's stuff in here from when I was like 12. It's some kind of diary or medical history or both, I guess. What the hell is this? Something about another episode? Guessing she's referring to one of my rough nights. Oh, here we go. There's some illustrations. He glances to the strange plant on the countertop. It's those beans you mentioned. She uses them to make my medicine. That's poison, right? He jerks his head towards the door. Shit, that was the door from the house. We gotta run. You follow Reese's instruction once again, starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right, we did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge. But there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put earplugs in to drown out all the industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health. To hang out in the refrigerator of corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You don't have to do that. I'll grab something from my room later. Sure, whatever you're able to do. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent lit room below. Hey. Let's do this. I'd like to do the honors, if you don't mind. I've got some confused and angry feelings I'd like to express. Reese takes the axe from you and approaches the wall. Reese managed to cut through the wall with very little effort, unexpected from someone with his frame and condition. But you know his stringy muscles are backed by a mounting fury at what's been done to him. That goes a long way. He staggers back from the massive hole in the wall and admires his work. Holy shit! The splintered edge of frames, a dark passage seemingly cut deep in the side of the cliff, cold seeping from the forgotten place in the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back here. Thick, stale air leaks from the hall, filling the morgue with an earthy mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward. and you climb into the hall. This is wild. I had no idea this was here. An entire hospital wing rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Wow, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years, the planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing that I can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research, and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out. I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? That's nonsense. It's all right. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorient yourself. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you slipped into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Wait, nothing spooky happened. The mountain didn't collapse on us. No ghosts? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. Maybe there's something spooky going on right now, and we haven't realized it yet. Reese glances around, the two of you waiting in silence as you wait for something spooky to happen. Maybe or maybe not. I guess it would be for the best if nothing bad happened. He sighs. Too bad though. With your track record, I was kind of hoping we'd run into some unimaginable horrors. At least I know there's an abandoned hospital wing in the morgue. I'm sure there's plenty in there to get creeped out by. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I snuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. Figured you wouldn't want to come to in the morgue. I had a vision, like hallucination. I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. An old family like yours, I believe it. Hopefully that's all ancient history, though. I should probably get going. Stella's still missing, and the stone here finally stopped yelling at me. That might be a little tricky. The doc is on the warpath up there. I refuse to take my medicine, and she's not happy about it. I'm sure you can understand why. There's no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. You blocked your door? Of course I did. Put a chair in front of it. It's never failed me before. We don't need her coming down here and finish me off, or whatever it is she might do that I know what her treatment plan has been all these years. Good, gives us time to figure out a game plan. Exactly. I think we should treat her like a legitimate threat. I have had these weird memories. I always assumed they were dreams or hallucinations because they didn't fit the way I thought of her. But I think she's used tranquilizers on me. Other times that I've gotten too unruly for her. I don't know how much of those memories I can trust, but I'm starting to think I should have believed my instincts when it comes to the lengths she's willing to go to keep me under her control. We'll wait until she's asleep, and then we can at least get out of the basement and we can figure out what to do from there. I don't get why your mom would poison you, though. I don't know. But it's all in here. She never outright says that's what she's doing. And the recipe she came up with to deal with my flare-ups, whether she thinks those are involved, that weird plant that was on the counter. These castor beans, you were right, and resin poison matches up with quite a few of my symptoms. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to be dependent on her. Either way, I don't think I've ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. She sure found a cure for that. We need to get out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what we know? Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Konica, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I've never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know if I can make sure I don't wind up back here, down here. One step at a time. Let's just start by waiting out your mom and getting out of here. You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rear-view mirror of the rest of my life. We'll see if we can wait her out. If she doesn't fall asleep by then, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposed to be shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume it was yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's a lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably a combo. It would obviously take more than a day for resin poison to be out of his system. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. I'm chill with whatever. Well, I kinda only do two things, paint and watch movies. I'm too jittery to paint right now, especially since I'm probably be leaving this basement and everything in it behind in a couple of hours. So movie it is. Go ahead and get comfy. I'll pick something you might like. You know, I've been wanting to share Shinochi Deathblood with someone for years. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people will react to this sort of things. I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn for a movie, but it's the dreader it's managing to build a palpable in the room. Or maybe there's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder blocks walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs has been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of the directors other than other films, and they're all interesting, though it's this probably the best introduction to his work. The way jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up trying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't believe I'll be just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person or talk to people ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty and clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. Let's not get ahead of ourselves first. We have to get out of the basement. That's true. I shouldn't be counting my chickens. We still have to get past the women upstairs. He tenses, his back straightens, his muscles clenching as he's reminded of the obstacle. Hopefully we can just wait her out. If not, he trails off. But his features soften as he once again immerses himself in the film. A man on the screen yells fountains of doom into the camera, trailing off into the wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible. Cosmic horror is the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the moon. Reese, are you feeling okay? I'm just jittery. I've had a really weird day, and I think being down here is making me anxious. I'm all hopped up on adrenaline. Maybe waiting out the dock is a bad idea. The longer we wait, the more likely is it that she'll figure out that we're onto her, and it would be easy for her to lock me up again, and thorough about it this time. There's a knock on the window. Kyron, don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. That voice! I know that voice! Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside. We're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Kyron. The window shatters. Oh no. As Reese tears its closed paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of the two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Grab my hand. I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. In a surge of violence, the change has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. okay? You're seen enough to know you need to leave. You run up the stairs. The door is blocked by a chair. And then they're blocked by something else too. You toss the chair out of the way and you do your best to tear through the substance covering the door. It reforms and regenerates too quickly for you to claw your way through. Defeated, you turn back to the basement. The remainder of Reese's paintings await their artist's command. It's okay. Stay right here. I can take care of this. Then she won't be able to hurt anyone anymore. I'll be right back. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. You bound up to the basement stairs and rush to the front door. You pull, but it's sealed shut by his constructs. Reese said you should stay here, so you will. There are a few moments of silence. It's interrupted by some kind of percussive sound like a quiet gunshot. You hear heavy stumbling footsteps. Then Dr. Kelly screams. It cuts out, interrupted. You can only imagine why. The silence returns. Then footsteps on the stairs down to the basement. It's done. She's not a problem anymore. Did you know what you really were? What do you mean? I'm human. I'm pretty sure I'm human. I don't think humans can do what I just did. So maybe I'm something else. Do I look different? Look in a mirror. He shambles to the bathroom. Oh. As he comes back into view, you see his features shift, his bones audibly popping as they reset under the skin into a slight more human, yet still monstrous form. I don't remember how it's supposed to fit together. I don't think I want to. This feels right. What did you do? I defended myself. I stopped her from hurting anyone else. I earned my freedom. You take a few careful steps towards him, then wrap your arms around his waist, holding him close. He's tense at first, surprised at the sudden touch. But he relaxes, his long, swiny arms wrapping around you, his massive hands curling into their long fingers around your back and shoulders. The membranes under his arms fold into you like a bat wings, pulling you closer to his chest. He smells metallic and unnatural, the iron stink of blood heavy in the air, the rapidly cooling liquid soaking into your clothes as you hold him. You did what you had to. I'm glad you understand. He's creaking on the stairs above you. Come along, Kyron. Don't waste another second talking to it. It's unstable. You're real. I am better get running. Pure terror in his eyes, Reese scrambles through the window and bounds off into the wilderness, his creations pouring out after him. Shall we? What is he? A mistake. Did you do something to Stella? I didn't have to. She didn't have it in her to stand by your side. Remember that if you find her, She won't be there when you need her. Follow Wayne out of the clinic and back onto Main Street. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day, crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic feels almost like a dream, and now that's over and you realize how little it meshes with your understanding of the world. It's time to go home. Before you and Wayne cover up much ground, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingling of a dog's tags. As you turn to look back for the source, your companion seemingly vanishes from your side. In the militia, it's the militia. They poured out of the woods to stand before you and the road. You were looking for Gretchen, weren't you? We found her and her person. They're by the side of the road a little ways through the woods. They're both fine, but the human wouldn't leave when we tried to make her, and Gretchen insisted on sticking by her side, so I'll have to take you to them. Hopefully you can use your people words to get them to go someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human. You are very, very good dogs. Lead the way. Yes, yes, we are good dogs. Yeah, that Scraps. I'm not in it for the accolades, Daisy. I just do it for help those who need it. You let the dogs lead you to the wilderness, into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella's hideaway. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by the low lane, two-lane road, line one on side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the upsalt, is Stella. And there they are. Keep them safe. Be seeing you, speaker. You sit on the log beside Stella. Kyron, how did you... She looks over her shoulder in confusion. Is that a gang of dogs? I'm so glad my compatriots could be of service. I simply couldn't survive another night without my nice soft bed. What are you doing out here? There was something I had to check out. I've been sitting here since last night, just waiting. But nothing happened. I'll probably just head home in not too long. Please just talk to me. I'm begging you. Stella faces you for a moment, desperate eyes trying to force out words a part of her thought she would never have to say out loud. And then she turns back to the road. This is where the accident happened. My parents died on this bend in the road. They were taking me to college. I was lying in the back seat. It had just rained and the sun was finally coming out. Oh no. How did she survive that? I think it's because she was lying down. Oh my goodness, Stella. No. Oh my goodness, no. How I can just imagine how you must feel if you saw that. Sorry, I know that's probably a bummer to talk about. It was awful, really messed me up for a while. I think I'm still messed up. There's a whole years of my life after the accident that I feel like it just never happened. Like every time I try to remember them, it's blank. I have all these videos sitting on my channel that I don't even remember filming. It's scary. At least it hasn't been like that for a while. Thank God. I've never talked about this stuff before with anyone. Stella, I'm so sorry. I knew about the crash. I should have put it together. I guess someone spilled the beans, huh? You shouldn't blame yourself for not finding me sooner or stopping me from running off, or for whatever you're trying to blame yourself for. I should have talked to somebody. I shouldn't have just disappeared on you. You tried to be there for me the entire time I've known you. I should have just let you in. But it is not too late. I want to let you in now. The two of you stare out at the road. I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I even could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then last night happened, and I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if it means seeing the crash again, or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. We could always wait a little longer. We both stare out at the quiet mountain road, Gretchen panting lazily in Stella's lap. Nothing happens. Nothing continues to happen for a few long minutes. I think I'm ready to throw in the towel. It's not like I would want to see them like that anyway. I guess I came out here hoping I might get a chance to say goodbye, or something like that, since I didn't get a chance when they were alive. They're probably somewhere better than wherever the hell Charlie got trapped in. I hope you're right. I've thought a lot about what might come after, whether they're still somewhere else or if they just stopped existing. I guess we've seen at least some evidence of the afterlife. I hope that means that there's a good version too, where they're still on the long car ride listening to Dad's tapes, with a place in the back seat for me when I eventually catch up to them. And then it won't matter that I never got to say goodbye. They died with your future on their minds. It's time for you to start living it. You and Stella sit in thoughtful silence for a long moment, as if both of you still expect something to happen. You're right. There's a new conviction in her voice. What the hell am I doing, sitting out here waiting to see some awful memory of them? They wouldn't want me to do that. I don't think I realized how much I let this weigh me down. They were excited to bring me someplace new, but I spent the last however many years just standing in place like I was waiting for them to come back home. They would be crushed if they knew that's how I was going to spend the rest of my life. So I'm not going to let that happen. You both stare out at the quiet mountain road. Thank you, Kyron. I feel lighter. She straightens up, stretching her neck. Gretchen hops down from her lap, tags jingling in the quiet night air. I know that stretch. That's a time to go home stretch. Thank the Lord, I'll be sleeping in my own bed tonight. Thank you, Kyron, for talking sense into this girl. We should probably head back, right? I haven't slept in a day. Wait, before we go, I should tell you about what happened today. Oh? You relay the events of the evening as best you can. Saying it out loud somehow makes it feel less real, like you're sharing the plot of a horror movie, not something that actually happened to you. Oh my God. Dr. Kelly, she's just gone, and he's out there somewhere being all monstery. This is a lot to take in. I've known that guy for pretty much my whole life, and I had no idea. To think he actually killed someone. Jeez. I don't think I can really pass judgment on you helping him. I just hope he can find some peace out there. You know, I think processing just the one traumatic event is enough for today. The new one's going to go right into the void. At least until we get to the end of the week. Let's get out of here. I don't suppose I could ask you to walk me home? Sure. We're both headed that way anyway. But then I'd better get back home. Tabitha's probably worried. Maybe she's finally gotten used to you wandering off like this. But that doesn't seem super likely. So yeah, she's probably worried. Okay, let's get going. She scoops Gretchen up under her arm, and the three of you make your way back down the mountainside, returning to the sleeping hollow below. Ah, this is me. I know you said you had to get back to the estate, but I do want you to come. But do you want to come in? I can text Tabitha and tell her that you're here. Sorry, Stella. I think it's better if we just stay friends. Stella's expression sinks a little, though she tries to hide it. Oh, geez, but I thought. No worries. I'm just gonna not awkwardly head inside and see you tomorrow. But thanks again for coming out there to find me. I didn't realize how much I needed to just talk to somebody. See you tomorrow. She gives you a tired wave before retreating into her house. Time for you to get home, too. He appears out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looks like blood and gore, but you quickly realize it's paint. Wayne, dude. I'll walk you. Shall we? Wayne walks you ahead of you in near complete silence. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly I wasn't sure, but now I know. I should be able to make quick work of him next time. You continue in silence back to the estate. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head into town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. Okay, dude. He disappears into the underbrush. The estate feels empty, wind howling through its abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin must have already gone to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that it's now the daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. You close your eyes, your exhausted body scrambling to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese out in the woods somewhere, blood-stained and free. And then you think of nothing. All right, guys. As you can see, we have come to the last bit of the episode on episode 4. We're anticipating episode 5 to be released sometime soon, hopefully. I hope you've enjoyed every little bit of this story so far as much as I have. Thank you so much once again for liking, subscribing, and commenting on my videos. Always helps a lot. And I wish you a very pleasant day. See ya until next time.